What's going on, guys? Welcome to the November edition of Monthly Check-In. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of writing down ideas, how I've incorporated that into my own workflow over the years, especially in the last few years, and how important that is to me and how important that can be to you. But first, let's get into my 3 monthly picks, 3 tracks that I think you guys should be checking out for the month of November. First up is actually a 4-track EP by one of my favorite independent artists out there right now, Bells, who was on the podcast earlier this year. I've highlighted his work a few times in the past year or so, but this EP, he talked about it on the podcast. I was fortunate enough to have him on the podcast earlier this year, and he had already released the track Winter Clothes and I believe Spring Break as well. And he previewed that it was going to be that 4-track EP, and he finally put it out here last month. Very cool track, very cool EP, I should say. All 4 tracks are very solid, and it's a very short listen. It's around 8 minutes total, and it's kind of going to be the precursor to his next album. I remember during our conversation, he talked about, the album being more collaborative, and this EP is just him over some very old school style hip hop production. Like, there's a couple sample flips you might recognize on this that are kind of flipped in a different way. I know he worked with Jan4j on one of these tracks. I'm not really sure who else produced on this, but I'm a big fan of the production. So definitely go give this a listen. Like I said, it's a short listen. It's 8 minutes total, and it covers all 4 seasons and kind of just his take on that. So this one is called 4 Seasons EP by Bells. Definitely go check that one out. Next up, we have 2 of the most prominent producer rappers out there. Alchemist and Hit-Boy put out a single called Business Merger, which I've been playing a lot lately, and it's part of their brand new project called Goldfish. Definitely go check out the full project as well. And I guess they did a movie for it too, which I haven't seen yet, but apparently there's a movie that kind of is for the album, something like that. So definitely go check out everything they've been doing. They obviously put out an EP called Theodore and Andre back in 2024, which was 3 songs. It was kind of the preview for this album and what they were working on. But I love the concept of, they both collab on the beats and then they both rap over them. And we really get kind of a sense of that with this track, Business Merger. It's a very nice combination of both their styles. When I think about Alchemist, I think about very intricate samples and very old school style stuff. And then when I think of Hit-Boy, I think of, he's blending more of the modern sound with some of the old school stuff as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds when they come together and make something new. And this was a perfect first single, I think, for this album. Like I said, the full album itself is out now. That one is called Goldfish, so definitely go give it a listen. It's hard to miss with 2 of the best producers and 2 of the best rappers kind of getting on a track together. And I'm obviously a huge fan of both of their works. And I thought the collab was absolute genius. So definitely give this one a listen. I think it's one of the best songs that's come out in the last month or so. Finally, we have a track called Closer, which is by singer Iman Europe and producer Kalen Ellis. It is from their album, their collaboration album that came out in September called Chrysalis, which was the long-awaited project. They also did an EP called Money Morphosis back in 2024, which I gravitated to a lot. I'm a huge Kalen Ellis fan, and I love the different sounds and styles he can create for artists. And I feel like Iman's style that he created, he almost blended, some different types of neo soul with hip hop and R&B all together. And I really just love the marriage of sounds. And this project, the full album, was no different. They tried a lot of different things. And I believe Closer was the first single, but I've just been replaying this a lot. It's more of like a song that could live even in the club. Like, it has some dance elements to it. If you are a fan of like Kaytranada's sound, obviously Kalen was very heavily influenced by Kaytranada, and he channels a lot of that type of style in this project overall, especially in this song. So if you're a fan of R&B, like I said, neo soul, or just even dance R&B, I think you'll enjoy this one. So, and definitely go, check out Iman Europe's work, because she's been putting in a lot of work the past several years. Her collabs with Kaylin, but also her own solo work. So definitely go give that a listen and check out both their solo catalogs, but more importantly, the album Chrysalis. Go give that a listen. That leads us to today's topic, which is discussing the importance of writing down ideas. This goes for, album ideas, content ideas, really just anything that you feel is necessary to write down and remember. It's more about, for me, I think it's become more about remembering versus the importance of it. Even if you don't deem it as super important, I think writing it down is very helpful and very powerful, because it allows you to see whatever goals you have in mind or whatever ideas you have in mind, and allows you to come back to them later. Back in 2017, when I started working with Jay Trey, and we kind of, just had got started with music, we were working on his first mixtape, and we ended up going to Walmart and buying a whiteboard, which I actually still have. It's off to the side here. I still have that whiteboard, and I use it for a lot of ideas, and that's what we did early on. We would write down, track listing, we'd write down what needs mixed, what needs things added to it. And from there, I think I really got the idea of the importance of being able to see it visually, see these ideas on paper or, like I said, a whiteboard, and what that could do, because it kind of changes your perspective and it holds you accountable, more importantly. And over the years, I've kind of taken that idea and evolved it in my own process. I still use the whiteboard, like I said, for ideas and for different concepts I have, but I also am utilizing my notes in my iPhone. I'm utilizing Google Docs for a lot of different things. Like when I do my workshops every week, I'm writing down ideas. I'm writing down a bulleted list of things to cover. I'm adding all the links in to add to the descriptions of the videos. I'm pretty much just doing all the legwork that you would need to have a successful rollout for whatever content piece it is, whether it's a video, album, song, even just like some type of TikTok formatted or reel formatted video for social media as well. All that requires planning, and I think the more planning, the more writing down that I've done, the more successful it is when I finally present that to the world, whatever that might be. I think if you've never done this before, I think my advice, or maybe my word of wisdom, would be to find a tool that makes sense for you. It could be, writing it down on your phone. If you're a pen and paper person, definitely do that. Or have a whiteboard, something where you can kind of hang it on a wall, or maybe post it on your desk, and then you can see it every single day. Something that you can look at every single day and see, okay, this is what needs to be done. And your calendar as well. I've been utilizing my calendar in my phone a lot lately. I know Google has their own calendar that a lot of people use. Calendly is another tool that you can use. So there's plenty of tools out there to get organized, to get your ideas out there. And from there, just be able to effectively create whatever you want to create and not be so stressed out about it. I think anything that can alleviate the stress of, getting these ideas out into the world for you is going to be something you want to utilize and take advantage of. So that's really just what I wanted to talk about today, because I feel like it's been super important to me over the past few years, and I know it can be super helpful to some of you guys out there if you haven't done it yet. Before we get out of here, I just want to say I really appreciate everyone that has supported my latest instrumental album, Leaves in Soil, over on Even. It was available last month for exclusive listen on Even. It's going to be available this month on the 21st of November for everybody. It's going to be on Bandcamp. It's going to be on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, all that good stuff. So, if you didn't support early, you can still do that. The link will be in the description of the video. But if you want to just hear the album and enjoy it, the 21st of November this month, it will be available. And thank you to everybody who is gonna check it out, who hasn't checked it out yet. I really appreciate it. Let me know how you guys feel about it whenever you do have a listen. I'm not sure if I brought this up in any other video yet, But for the past month or so, I've been looking for artists, specifically women artists, who are interested in being a part of our upcoming compilation album for Proven Knowledge. It's going to be called Sound Healing Evolution Volume 1. It's set to come out in March of next year. I might have to push that back, but I'm looking for artists to be a part of this project. It's going to be an all-women's album. It's going to feature original music by incredible artists, and half of the streaming revenue is going to be donated to Women's Audio Mission to help fund what they're doing over there. They are an incredible foundation helping young girls and women in general in the audio production space to, land careers, form their own businesses, that sort of thing, and really just help them out and give them, the leg up that they need to get started. So it's super important, it's super vital, and it's a great cause that we're doing. And like I said, the tentative date is March of next year, but we might be pushing that back because we want to make this a great project. Definitely want to make this something that, can impact a lot of people and allow artists to be able to get their music out there too. So the submission form for that is going to be in the description of this video. Please check it out if you are interested, or if someone you know is interested in being a part of it. Please check that out and reach out to me on social media to get in touch and ask any questions you might have involving this. But it's something that I wanted to let you guys know about over here, because like I said, we're still looking for a lot of different people to be a part of it. We're nowhere near the completion stage. So if you or someone you know is interested, definitely reach out and get involved. Other than that, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I am recovering from a cold right now, so if you could tell, my voice is a little bit different. That's why, it's that time of year where the seasons are changing, and I just hope that I can get recovered soon. But I hope all you guys are also, staying safe, staying healthy, and staying positive as we move through this fourth quarter on into the new year. We'll have one more monthly check-in for you coming up in December, and then we'll be wrapped up for the year. So I appreciate you guys as always. We'll see you next time.